Okay, so Ari, since this is the first time we're going to do a video for Politics with Pop, why don't you tell everybody why you decided to name it Politics with Pop?
Well, on this channel we'll most likely be talking about politics. There will be some fun activities we do, but it'll mostly be about politics, and since he's my dad, Politics with Pop, and we can also drink soda, because soda was called pop back in the 1800s, so that's what we can also talk about and drink. It's like the tea, but it's pop.
Well, that's cool, and I love the name, first of all. So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, did Trump tweet anything today?
Oh, Trump had a day. Trump had a day. So Trump's a little upset that the Congress, specifically the House, which is under Democratic control, has decided to ask for all these documents from him and from regarding the Trump organization and all kinds of stuff.
Let me see your phone real quick so I can look up some tweets.
Okay, so he's decided that he has two methods of going after the people who are asking him for stuff. The first one, which I love, is that it's a distraction on the presidency. So his logic is he can't turn over this stuff, and all these investigations are a distraction on his presidency. A distraction from wandering around the executive residency in the White House with his bathrobe at 11:30 in the morning, watching whatever Fox program just happens to be on. That's the distraction. Okay, well, that's ridiculous. Then his other one, which I just love, because, man, we could use this for anything. Think about this. He says, and he said it today during his little press conference, which was, he's done more in the presidency in the last 2 years. He's the most popular president and blah, 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 blah. So what does that have to do with anything? Right? Being popular and doing more has nothing to do with the fact that you just burned down your neighbor's house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if that were the case, then any celebrity could say, well, I'm too big for you guys to come after me for any crime. So, you know, it's just in its face, it's ridiculous. It all comes down to this. If there's nothing for him to hide at all, then just turn everything over, right? Just, what do you think, Tigger? Just turn it over. I mean, even a bird can can see that, Trumpster is worried. He's making it up as it goes along. And I will say this, as I've always said, as a Jersey guy who grew up with Trump, okay, knowing Trump from the USFL, from the casinos, from everything. Here's the issue with Trump. Trump has done things and gotten away with things illegally or on the fringe of illegally for so long, he just thinks he can. The worst thing to ever happen to him was he got elected. And now everything's under the spotlight, and he's going to have to deal with that. You know what? His 30% or 32 or 33 or whatever percent base is not going to save him from the 65 or 70% of the regular people who have to pay taxes, go out and work, follow the speed limit, follow the insurance laws, follow all that stuff. Isn't going to happen. Okay, that's my view.
I would just like to point out that last few sentences about Trump and his basically throughout his entire life he's been conning people and just only doing things for the benefit of himself and not thinking about the future, just thinking about his future self. It's not necessarily based on opinion, it's more based on facts because it's true. Even look about what his lawyer, Cohen, said. He lied for him probably over 100 times. Lied for him over the stupid things, and he even called him...
He lied for him the whole time. Look, Cohen might be a liar, and he might be a shyster, and he might be a fixer, and he might be a bully, but I'll say this. If the worst neighbor you have in the neighborhood, who you know is a liar, a cheater, and all this other stuff. They come running up to you at 10 o'clock at night, and they say, "Oh my God, your car's on fire." What are you going to say? Oh, you're a liar, you're a cheater, you're a crook, and shut the door? Or are you going to go out into the driveway and check your car and see if it's on fire?
Yeah.
Right? So what he said, you're right. So what he said to the Congress was, yeah, I'm a piece of caca, and I've done all these things wrong. But what I'm saying about Trump is true. And if you don't believe me, check. Because that's what any logical and reasonable person would do if somebody came up to them and said, XYZ is happening. You don't just look at the person and make a determination whether or not you're going to believe it. You go and you check. And you're right. You go and you check. You just do it, Tigger. You just get it done.
Well, moving on from that, still has to do with Donald Trump. Nancy Pelosi tweeted, "Trump's trans ban is designed to humiliate brave Americans. It is deeply concerning that the DOD officials appear to have given inaccurate testimony to Congress to justify a discriminatory policy. We must ensure that hate doesn't dictate our national security." So has the trans ban on the military actually been confirmed through the...
Well, I know from what I understand, and I know as much as what I read. All right, Luna, calm down. The trans ban is by far the most ridiculous thing. One of the most ridiculous things in this administration. You can keep going with the most. Whether somebody is straight or gay or bi or trans, if they have a passion and a desire to stand up for this country and put themselves in harm's way and protect themselves and protect their comrades, bad term to use when you're talking about Trump, their fellow soldiers, then they should have every right. And not should have. Let's get away from that. They have every right to do that. And for the most part, not for the most part, whatever else they want to do. It is not our job to judge about how somebody has determined they want to live their life, as long as they live their life within the laws that we all agree upon. The only person in that little scenario who's not living their life within the laws that we've all agreed upon is Trump, who's always been able to get away with it because he's Trump. Makes things up, says whatever he wants to say. But you know what? I think as Americans, I think as citizens of this great country, the thing that hurts us, the majority of us, is when somebody goes after either a person or a group of people just to hurt them because of who they are or who they worship or what they look like or whatever the reason. That's when you truly have crossed the line. Because being an American, there is a great line in Stripes, where Bill Murray makes the statement that, and I'll just paraphrase it, that Americans are basically, we're mutts. We are the mutts of civilization, right? Mm-hmm. Our forefathers, our parents, and even some of us have come here from all the other countries, all the other lands in the world, to make a better life for ourselves, for our kids, for our parents, whoever. We are the mishmash, for lack of a better term. And you know what? That's a great thing. That's what makes us unique. Because you know what? You can't look around and say, oh, that's an American. You can't find somebody out on the street and say, oh, that's an American. You don't know. What makes you an American, it's what's in your heart, your desire, your love, your passion for the country. And what is the country ultimately? It's not a piece of paper. It's not a piece of cloth. It's not buildings. It's not money. it's the people. It's the people. It's what makes us so, I will just say, amazing throughout the world. And you know what? Trump doesn't get that. He doesn't get it. Because in my opinion, it's only my opinion, maybe Tigger's opinion too, so we'll talk about that later. Trump couldn't care less about anything else but whatever will benefit him and his family, but mostly him. I know you agree with that too, big girl. I know you agree with that too.
I think the lesson y'all should get out of this is you don't judge people. You can't change people's lives based on whether you agree with it or not. If you see a gay couple walking down the street, and then you see a straight couple walking down the street, treat that gay couple how you would treat that straight couple. Just say hello, or just smile and wave, or what most people do when they're walking on the street, ignore other people. Just don't hate on someone merely because of who they are. They're just trying to live your life. You live yours. Just don't judge people like that.
Well, how about this? How about instead of giving titles, if you see a couple walking down the street, a couple, period. That's it. It's a couple. You gotta get away from titles and targets. And you know what? We have no right, or at least I don't think we do, to determine what's in people's hearts, determine what's in people's minds. And you know what? In the end, and I agree with you on this, Tigger, we've had some deep conversations about this. In the end, you know what? It comes down to how people treat each other. And you know, we can talk about the golden rule, and we can talk about anything. But the point of the matter is this. If we all treated people the way we wanted to be treated, you know what? The world would be a better place. But as Americans, that's something we've done for decades. It's something we strive to do. Whether you're from New Jersey or Florida or Missouri or Idaho or Montana, and I'm not going to list the states. Could, I'm not going to. The point is, at the end of the day, we truly are Americans, and we have the best interests of our country, which in my definition is the people at heart. Listen, I want to thank everybody. It's our first video. If you like, hit the like button.
That lets us know you actually enjoyed this video.
Subscribe to our channel to get new videos.
And comment down below what your thoughts on this video is, whether you agree with us or not. And we'll see you next time.
And remember something. When it's time to think, and it's always time to think, it's time to act. Have a good night, everyone. Or a good day. Or a good afternoon.
Whenever you're watching this, just have a good one.
Take care.